Gig hustlers, people of the city, state. Talking to y'all this morning. Of course, y'all know my game. If you don't know, I'm the gig worker who, well, I won't even say gig worker no more, because gig worker, that kind of like limits what it is I really do and people in my position really do. So when you say gig work, it's like you're stuck in this one paradigm. But I'm not a gig worker. I'm what you call a digital asset entrepreneur, right? I take assets that I create, I monetize them, and I use that monetization payment will give me leverage forever. No, I don't buy the Bitcoin to sell it. I don't buy the Bitcoin to pretend that I'm a trader, like I'm gonna trade it in and trading it back and forth. That's not where my skill level lies. But yeah, I'm on my way to my second block this morning. I started at 3:30 a.m. First block, it ended at about it ended right at 6:30. So it took me 3 hours to complete 112. Can't remember the exact amount, but this video I'll show exactly what I made in that time. I'll show you guys that I made, or what I signed up for. I can't remember. It's like $100 some odd. I completed it in 3 hours. But this morning almost didn't happen, right? My alarm went off and I almost rolled over and went the other way. You know, I'm like, man, I could get a few more minutes of sleep. But instead of delaying it, I went on ahead and hopped right up, got right into it. And that's what it is, you know. The lesson in this is that, you know, a lot of people, they start their morning off, and the first sign of negativity, they may do something that that gets their mind off, or they may just completely take on this negative energy to give them the strength to back out of their duties for the day, right? Almost did that this morning. I was like, man, I'm about to back up out this thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm tired. You know, it's only been a couple days since I've been back to gig hustling. So, you know, that first day kind of stole some energy from me. But again, because of my mind is so much in a resolved situation right now, yo, I can't take another day off. I'm not about to take a day off, right? Because every day off is just another day where I miss a chance to acquire more Bitcoin, right? Again, I'm using this Bitcoin as leverage. I'm not using the leverage right now because I'm in accumulation phase, right? Though I did retire in 2020, you know, at 45 years old. The goal was I was going to retire, pull out my money from my 401k, and I was going to go about doing my thing, right? But I found out late that pulling out money from your 401k, I mean, it's basically against the law, right? They threw some lawful commentary at me that basically halted me in my steps. Like, wait a minute, what you mean I can't pull my own money out? And I kind of knew that part, but I didn't know. I just thought that they would tax me, give me the taxes that I hadn't been paying since the money had been going into the 401k untaxed. But when I went to pull that money out, man, they got, not only was it taxed, they was coming at me with all type of fees and this non-disclosure, this and that and this and that. And I just didn't understand. I'm like, wait a minute, man, you know. So I had to consult with my AI. What can I do? how can I pull this money out, man? Because I'm invested in Bitcoin and stuff like that, and I want to use my 401k to pick up more Bitcoin. I don't, I'm watching my 401k go up and down, and people laugh and talk mess to me about, you gonna put money into Bitcoin for your retirement, you gonna regret it. Well, I'm gonna regret it, man. If you seen what I saw with my 401k went down more times than I can recall. And when I made a call to them to tell them, hey, this is what y'all should do with my money, they basically laughed at me and told me I can't do that. I can't just shuffle around what it is they invest my money in, right? So the lesson in that was, we got to learn how to make sure we're in a position where we're in ownership, right? We need to own everything that it is that we're involved in, because we find out at the last minute all the time that you don't really own what you think you own, or you don't really have possession of what you think you have possession of. Just like I thought my 401k was the biggest thing coming to me. I was going to retire early at 55. I was going to do the unthinkable. I'm doing what I know nobody in the family has done, right? Man, that was the biggest disappointment. Learning that I wasn't as rich as I thought I was, and really now I feel richer just from knowing what I know. I knew that once I pulled that money out, I had 60 days to do something. I couldn't put it in my bank account, or else that would be commingling the funds, and then now I would be hit with all these taxes and stuff. But I had to figure it out, right? And retirement was the way to move it to where I wouldn't be penalized as much. I still got penalized, but I wasn't penalized as much, right? And so this is what later drove me to create what's called the Digital Asset Entrepreneur Doctrine, right? This doctrine is a step-by-step plan to put not only myself, but you, if you're watching this and you're trying to figure out a way, how can I set my life up so that once I retire, there's no surprises? How can I set my life up to where I'm completely secure? My name, my reputation, my social security number. Because, hey, I was a victim. I'm also a victim of identity theft. Somebody stole my identity. Of course, in the position I'm in, I got crypto, Bitcoin locked away. They were able to get into all these other things, but they couldn't get near the Bitcoin. So I don't know if it's because of the videos I make, the websites I create. I don't know if I got a bunch of scammers on my tab, but I had to figure out a way to break this chain of the visibility that my name has all of a sudden. And I only found out where I was at because I signed up for an app called Hop Skip Drive. And they had a security breach, right? My name and everything is all over the internet. My social security, everything. I look up, people are trying to open up accounts in my name and doing all type of stuff. So, I had to take measures against that. And with going through that, I had to learn some things about security and safety and things like that. So what I did was, after consulting with my AI and figuring these things out, I found out that this is an actual product that everybody needs, right? So after figuring out everything to do to basically clear my name, get my name off the internet, get my social security out of the way and out of the hands of thieves, out of the way of scammers, I figured out how to stop them in their tracks, right? I figured out how to eliminate the threats of people trying to use my information that was now out in the internet space, trying to use my information to get accounts and stuff like that. And I figured it out. And you guys, I have this product that's going to be available to you. And if you've ever been scammed, if you ever had your identity taken and you were put into this situation where all of a sudden you didn't qualify for anything anymore, your credit is set up to where when you got good credit, it's set up to where it opens the doors for you. But what happens when you got bad credit all of a sudden? All of the doors shut to you. Everything that you used to qualify for, you're not going to qualify no more. So that's basically what happened in me. And I fixed it. And I'm talking about fixing it almost overnight. Stopping the scammers in their tracks, literally overnight almost. And this is something I want to show you guys. Of course, I'm gonna be giving out not only the course on this, but I'm gonna be speaking on this on a regular basis, because identity is everything, right? That's why this new term, the digital asset entrepreneur, is a term that I have coined, right? I'm building the doctrine, I'm building the websites, I'm building up all of the criteria it takes to become a digital asset entrepreneur. And the number one thing for that is going to be your identity, right? And if your identity is bold or messed up, then you got a few steps you're going to have to take. And with this system that I devised, it doesn't matter your background. It doesn't matter if you got a good background or bad background. It don't matter if you a good citizen, bad citizen. You went to prison, didn't go to prison. But I'm especially talking to the guys and girls who has had some type of background challenges where your employment is stunted because somebody looked you up, and now you know your reputation is done because of a mistake you made when you were younger or whatever. I'm just going to give you guys the blueprint on how to beat the man. You know what I'm saying? We saw Homie the Clown beat the man, but I'm going to show you guys how to beat the man, how to get out from under getting, if you've been scammed, if your name has been stolen, if your identity has been stolen, how to get your identity back, literally overnight. You know what I'm saying? And again, you guys, I just went live this morning. I felt like somebody might need to hear this. I woke up this morning with every intention to do my $300 to $400 day. I'm already at 120. I'm on my way to complete another block that's $96. So I'll be a little over 200 some odd dollars before it's even 10 a.m. this morning, right? And at the same time, I also wanted to address you guys and let you guys know, hey, it's not the end of the world if somebody has stolen your identity. It is a way to fix it. And I'm going to give it to every single person that decides they want to take control of their life. And even if you haven't been scammed and you want to protect your identity from being stolen, protect your social security from being stolen, your birth certificate, or anybody from trying to get into your life and steal your situation, I figured it out. And if you want to find out these things, then just comment and make a comment that I'm all in, and I send you out all of the information for free. I'll send you out the details of it for free. Just comment I'm in the comment area. Hey, what's up, y'all? I'm looking at the comments. Can't really do too much looking because I'm driving. The flashlight on my head, that's for, remember, I went out at 4 a.m. this morning. Oops, didn't mean to blind y'all. This flashlight is so that I can see in the middle of the night. I'm doing packages in the middle of the night. There's addresses that are on the packages. And when it's very dark, you don't want to be handling your phone, cutting on your light and all of that. So I just click this light on and it's extremely bright. People know me, they see me. They know that when I'm approaching their home, they know it's somebody. I pull up with my hazards blinking. I got this Amazon tag in my window. That is when I'm doing Amazon. And that's the only thing that's popping at like 3 in the morning, other than Uber and Lyft, and you don't get out the car for that. But yeah, that's why this flashlight is on my hat. And I got you. I see you all in. I'm gonna put you all in. I'm gonna put that information out to you, because people are scamming like crazy these days. They stealing your information. They're trying to steal anything they can. They texting you. They trying to fake you out with all types of fake text messages and fake emails and everything. And I'm gonna show you guys how to beat all of that, how to get out from under the scammer. And if the scammer ever think to try to pull your name up, it's going to be his worst mistake, because you're going to find out where he's at. It's a number of things that you could do, right? And yeah, and again, guys, I'm almost at my location. I'm headed out to the Wixom, Michigan location. This particular hub is always off the hook, and I'm never really doing gig hustles at this time of the day. I like to get my gigs out the way very early, 3:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. That way I'm done and it's still dark outside. But as you guys can see, it's got a little light. It's a lot going on like 9 o'clock. I'm pulling in for this 9:15 situation. And I'm gonna make another $100 for the day, and I'll be done by 1 o'clock. Before 1 o'clock, actually, this is o'clock or 3.5 hours or something like that. But you never pay attention to the time it's going to take you to do a gig, if that's your goal. If you're going to be out here doing these gigs, you know, one of the main things you want to know, how long I'm gonna be out here. And that's why I like Amazon Flex. I know how long I'm gonna be out, and I know about exactly how much I'm gonna make with Amazon, because they tell you how much you're gonna make. And it's never nothing lower, or you know what I'm saying. Sometimes it's more, because we get tips in certain situations. And that's it, guys. You know, this is me being live to you. I'm doing a gig. I have a gig business that's backed by Bitcoin, right? I use Bitcoin as leverage. Use that leverage to do a number of different things. But you just think about when you own property, when you actually own property that has value, you can do a number of different things with that said value, right? And you could do it in a million different strategies, right? So when I own Bitcoin, I'm not owning it so I can sell it. I'm owning it because of the million different ways I could leverage it to do other important things in my life. And right now, I am retired. I'm still working. And guys, please know that retirement is just a word, right? Because even though I retired, sitting at home, it was like a quiet echo. It was like my life was coming to an end. I'm like, dang, I didn't retire at 45 years old when all my friends, family, and everybody is still at work, right? I had nobody to call during the day. So, you know, I had to figure it out. And, you know, once I plugged back into the gig hustling and stuff like that, I said, yo, this is not only just a path to make money, but because this money pays out instantly, it gives me a new strategy born to be able to acquire more Bitcoin instantly. I'm paid just as fast as I can purchase the Bitcoin, right? No longer the snail, slow money with the job money. And no offense to people who got jobs, but it takes too long to get paid. You know, I ain't got all week to wait to get paid, and I did the work. I do the work, I need to get paid soon as I'm done doing the work, period. And that's what gig hustling is. That's what gig work is, right? But I'm not a gig hustler. I'm not a gig worker, right? I'm a digital asset entrepreneur. I take assets that I'm in control of and I monetize it. This very asset that I'm using right now to shoot this video, I'm monetizing my phone right now to create a video that I also make money from. Not only am I getting something out of this, but I'm also giving back. I'm trying to show you guys how to do the same thing that I'm doing, how to earn $400 to $600 a day, how to be able to acquire the Bitcoin that's going to give you leverage to make moves you never thought you'd be able to make. I've been in Bitcoin since 2010, right? I own a nice amount of Bitcoin. I did some mistakes in the beginning at first. Yeah, I sold some. I wanted to see if it was real, if this hype that the Bitcoin building up, was it really real? And yes, this is very real. And this is not something that you know, you don't want to take this idea to all the other cryptos, because every other crypto is not Bitcoin. Bitcoin is very unique for a lot of unique reasons, but you want to do the math, and you want to do the studies behind it. I've got hundreds and hundreds of hours of Bitcoin training and Bitcoin studying, so I know how this thing works. And every day I see different things going on about it. I see the government is making new legislation. I see other countries and other people and large corporations, they are adding Bitcoin to their books. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I do the same thing I see the big corporations doing? Why wouldn't I want to be in that same position? And they're doing it for a reason. They're buying Bitcoin. You're not hearing them selling it, right? You keep hearing everybody, you bought this Bitcoin, it went down, you should be selling it. No, you're not hearing about nobody selling their Bitcoin. You only hear about the amateurs. The amateurs, right? You got into Bitcoin, you saw it go up a few bucks, you hurried up and cashed it out because you thought that cash was the king. But that's the biggest lie you've ever been told. Cash is not king. Cash is trash. I don't even carry cash no more. The minute I'm in cash, I hurry up and figure out a way to get out of the cash so that I can get in Bitcoin. Look, I'm on my way. I'm pulling up to my Amazon hub right now. So when I lock in with this block, as soon as the block is done and that payment hit my books, I immediately turn that money into Bitcoin. I don't want the money, right? I'm not walking around with no big wad of money in my pocket no more. Don't nobody do that. Everything is digital now, right? So again, guys, if you're still watching and you want to figure out how to protect your life away from scammers, people stealing your identity and stealing your wherewithal, everything that you worked hard for, then let me know you're all in, and let me send you out this information on how to protect your identity and how to put yourself in a position to win like a millionaire, right? You want to collect this money, you want to be able to have power and leverage. You do so by taking other things that has power and you use it as leverage. It's very simple, folks, right? And again, I just arrived here to the Amazon Flex Center here at Wixom, and again, I just wanted to touch bases with you guys, let you know, hey, everybody goes through a point where they're feeling tired. Everybody goes through a point where they feel like they may not want to go out today or do their work today, So again, guys, thanks for showing up at my live today, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. And again, don't forget, if you're struggling with your job, if you're struggling with anything, consult with your AI, right? Don't be afraid to use AI. Don't be afraid to tap in. Don't be afraid, right? I did this off the gristle. I retired. I didn't know where my next paycheck was coming from, right? I still don't have a paycheck. It's been since 2020. I still don't have a paycheck. I drive the latest vehicles, right? I'm driving the latest and the greatest vehicles. I stay on some of the newest stuff. Yeah. Until next time, I'm out. Oh, don't forget to like, share, comment, and sign up for anything that I'm offering, folks. I'm telling you, I'm giving away a lot of stuff. I'm gonna show y'all how to get $30 worth of free Bitcoin. Just chime in, leave a comment in the leave me a comment in the comment area, and I'll catch you guys next time. All right, I'm out.